Golden Nugget.
I did not know this song. So when that kicked in, I was like, all right.
Who is this, Poundcake?
This is... Wait,
She's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Camel Toe Girl. What's her name?
What is her name?
Hold on. Who is that bitch in the picture with Erica?
The bitch in the picture with Erica. If you Google Camel Toe, you'll get this woman and Erica Lauren from many years ago.
I know it's not Stevie Nicks. It's the other rocker
It's the other
chick.
one, yeah.
It's the other one.
There's-
Yeah,
there's only two.
We're two women in rock and roll.
Give me a letter.
Jay. It's both letters.
First and last name.
Do it.
Joan.
You're halfway there.
Joan Jett. Joan Jett.
There you go. Her actual name is Jonah Jetsworth, but she goes by Joan Jett.
Or Camel Toe Bitch.
Right, sure, if that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, Camel Toe Bitch. I mentioned yesterday that tomorrow, right around this time, by the way, I got another $1,000 to give you here in a few minutes, so stick around for that keyword, courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie. We got a bunch of those today. I mentioned yesterday that around this time tomorrow, there's going to be a nationwide alert that goes out not only on everybody's phones, but it'll go out over the radio station as well. This is something that FEMA has done for a long, long time, and it is just a test of their emergency alerts. Now, because it is 2023, that means that everybody, well, not everybody, dummies and trolls have their conspiracy theories about what tomorrow is going to be. And so it's too easy to debunk those conspiracy theories. It's more fun to just throw them around and see how many people might think that that's what it is. There are some people who think that tomorrow, when this emergency signal goes out,
It's the purge.
it will activate the nanoparticles in the COVID vaccine.
What does that mean?
You know, the people
trackers
who thought,
finally
the
turn on,
trackers,
yeah.
that's right.
Oh,
It doesn't mean anything, but these are like buzzwords that dummies use to make it sound like they know what they're talking about. So when they send out, one of the conspiracy theories, when they send out a test tomorrow over your phone and over the radio, that it will activate the nanoparticles that have been introduced into people's bodies through the delivery system of the COVID vaccines. And never mind, they've been doing this for a long, long time.
And they already can track you with your phone.
Yes, that little computer that you carry around in your pocket all day long. So if your television happens to be on, let's say that there are people who will watch this show on their TV. A lot of people watch on their computer at alancoxshow.com. If you are watching it on your television, that signal will go out over your TV as well. But tomorrow, around 2:20, and I only mentioned it yesterday because there are so many avenues through which we will be broadcasting this that I didn't want people to freak out. But the belief that it will. Now, it would be wild if those people were right. And when the thing goes out,
I mean, we'll know tomorrow at this time.
it
What do they
activates.
think is going to happen to us? Though?
Conspiracy theories don't need answers.
Oh.
They just need wild claims. And the people who, now again, I don't really think that many people believe these things. I think conspiracy theories have gotten to the point where people are bored and they're fun to throw around. I don't think people really believe that. Even the people who will go to their graves believing this stuff, I don't think they really believe it. But that will activate particles such as graphene oxide that are in people's bodies. I guess that would mean that the only people who would be safe after this signal are people who were not vaccinated against COVID. So the signal won't kill them, but let me check my notes. COVID probably will. So, boy, no way around that. But just FYI, for tomorrow, when that test goes out around 2:20, like to keep our customers informed as to what might usher in either their immediate death or the next stage of human evolution. Either one of those. It's a flip of a coin.
Either
right?
one.
Yeah, because this notion, even let's say a conspiracy theory like that was true. I think you could get every person, present company included, to believe at least one conspiracy theory. Some of them are crazier than others. Most of these things, the reason that you don't really need conspiracy theories is because most of them are out in the open. They're right in front of you. You don't need to make crazy stories up because the things that are legal in this country are already mind-blowing, right? But imagine if it did usher in, because the conspiracy theory, the notion is whatever's in these would be bad for you. And that implies an infallibility on the part of the people who made the vaccine.
Also, there's a lot of conspiracy theorists that were against the vaccine that thought everyone that got the vaccine would be dead by now.
Dead by now.
Yeah.
The two people who developed the mRNA vaccine just got the Nobel Prize. Sure, that's another deep state contrivance too. But imagine if those nanoparticles did something amazing. So how do you feel then? Like if you're a conspiracy theorist, you're right about the nanoparticles. You were wrong about their function.
Yeah,
what if there's something amazing? Like it's like Compound V. We don't know what it's going to do.
I'd like a superpower for my vaccine.
What's
I think so.
Teleportation.
That's a good one.
You know,
I don't need to hear people's thoughts. I don't need to see through walls.
I don't like what they say.
Right. I
I
don't
don't
want
want to hear what they're not saying.
Exactly.
You guys know what
teleportation.
Money.
I've never liked, and it's pretty much canon, whether you talk about comic books or superhero shows, seems to be canon that the teleportation superpower requires you to know where you're going.
Well,
Remember this? Like
Google Maps.
Nightcrawler. Garmin should have taken care of all that.
I'm not going to use Apple Maps, but I'll use Google Maps. I'll be all right.
But like in the old X-Men comics, Nightcrawler couldn't go. He had to know where he was going. He's like, I don't want to teleport and end up in a wall.
Right.
That'll kill me.
Wait, but why would you try to teleport if you didn't have a destination?
Well, but the thought being, if you were trying to get into another room, if you were trying to like breach a castle or a vault or something, you could go through the wall and into the other side.
Oh, but you don't know. I get
but
what
you had to know where you were going.
See, mine would be for travel.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have to take flights and
So you
layovers
can sleep in your
and
own
all
bed,
that.
yeah.
I can
Mine
just.
would be
That would be the
invisibility.
best. So you can be a pervert?
I think
His would be what?
invisibility.
Oh, invisibility. Yes, of course, so he could be a pervert.
I have a bit about this in
So he could be
BS.
invisible pervert. He's already a visible pervert. He wants to be an invisible pervert.
You got to make sure that you're invisible, but also controlling your breathing, because Poundcake would be. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, take it off, bitch.
Are you breathing like that guy in
Spread them
Bombshell?
cheeks.
Spread them cheeks.
No. Well, is invisibility
Try it again. Invisibizzle, mizzle.
Is a visibility.
Is invisibility the same as being what's the word when you're intangible?
Intangible. It's not. And it's a very important distinction to make because a lot of people think about that. They go, I'd like to be invisible. Well, it might be better to be intangible because if you're invisible, somebody can still bump into you.
Right.
And then the cat's out of the bag.
You a bitch.
I can't.
Who said that? You a bitch. Is somebody here?
Oh.
It's not like someone.
Oh, you can
I got hot breath in my ear.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I can't be like strapped to the ceiling and watch someone
Smells
be
like
undressed.
Poundcake's breath is in here.
Let me give you this money. It's $1,000. Nothing conspiratorial about it. Somebody wins. I hope it's you. It's $1,000 from the Buzzard bookie. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Money, that's money. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Yeah, next chance for you to win some of that money is going to be around 3:30 this afternoon. Alan, quick around the horn. What conspiracy theories do you guys believe? Yeah, I think you could get everybody to say, I'm a little hinky on this one. I'll give you one.
Ready.
I don't, and again, this just comes to mind. It's not like I'm a scholar of it. I've never even done a real deep dive on it. I don't know that I believe the single shooter in the Kennedy assassination.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
It seemed there was so much information that would lead you to believe that the mob, unless the mob hired him. Again, I've never done a deep dive in the Kennedy assassination. And the conspiracy theory is that the CIA had him killed. And And I'm like, I could believe that. Because it was pretty clunky back then. I mean, you're talking about the early 60s.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to believe the moon landing was faked. I'm not going to believe that, like, 9/11 was an inside job. That stuff's all nonsense. Although it was inside in the sense that a lot of people died inside those buildings. But the Kennedy assassination, I could go, yeah, maybe. The CIA assassinated, the mob was involved. If
I don't know,
Lee
man.
Harvey Oswald was a Russian patsy. I mean, we have modern Russian patsies right now sitting in New York courtrooms. But, yeah, I could believe that one.
I watched a special that was funded by the CIA that said that it was just one guy. So I think it's probably not a conspiracy.
But that's the Cleveland Institute of Art. I'm talking about the Central Intelligence Agency. Yeah. No, I'm saying the Cleveland Institute of Art killed Kennedy. That's my conspiracy theory.
It's a big one.
You're welcome.
That's a lot of. That's some very alternative art.
I have
Modern art.
I have bought so much red yarn for my board trying to connect those two things.
I mean, I don't know anything about that really, so I can't even say whether I believe it or not. I don't have any. I don't have any because I just don't care about
That's fair
them.
too.
Like on my day-to-day basis, I'm not invested in these things.
See,
Just the way, like it doesn't. So like when people bring them up, I go, okay, how does it affect my life one way or another? It doesn't, so I don't think about it.
I agree, and I see what you're saying, but I have avoided them specifically because I could find myself going, I could be into this. Like, anytime I talk to my brother, my MAGA brother, who is so deep into so many different conspiracy theories,
Jeffrey Epstein.
any of them, by the end of that conversation, I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
I don't
he
know,
didn't
man.
kill himself either.
I don't know, man. He made a couple points.
I got one.
All right, what you got?
And I don't think this is unpopular. I think, and the thing is, England can't say anything about this because it would be treason. Princess Diana
Oh, yeah.
died in a car accident. I think she died in a car accident, but I think it was by design. Her and
They were
her
going like
boyfriend.
95 miles per
It
hour
doesn't
in
matter.
a tunnel.
It doesn't matter. And it just so happened that there was no security cameras.
It was 1993
right,
or whatever.
yeah.
No, royalty doesn't travel like that.
In 1993, they did.
97
And she
is when
wasn't-
she died.
She wasn't
There was too many.
part of it
She done
anymore.
pissed off the royal family. She done embarrassed them, dragged them through the mud, and now she's dating like an adversary.
All right, well, let him have that one.
All
I
right,
mean,
you
that's
can
the
have
one that
it.
he
Yeah.
says. And,
Absolutely.
I can't even think of these things.
She
like,
knew too much. She knew too much, and she embarrassed the royal family and the queen. And that was people have been beheaded for less back in the day. So I think that is one conspiracy I can get behind. They went in the tunnel, and she's like, "This bitch knows too much. She ain't gonna see the light of day. We already got our heir. We don't need her anymore."
So
She's a
you
distraction."
think that's more likely than the driver of the limo was drunk?
Yes, because
Gotcha.
and even still, that's gross negligence. Why would they let a person of the royal family get in the car with someone who's drunk? That means.
But
any of
she
them
was
could be-
but she was already divorced from Prince Charles. She was no longer the royal family.
Okay.
Therefore, they didn't need her. She was never going to be the Queen of
Well,
England.
why
She's-
not just right? She's never going to be the Queen of England.
But if
Why
she's
not
out here pissing people off, just
she-
get rid of her.
let her ride off
Exactly.
into the sunset?
No,
But she's
she
causing
can't.
problems.
She's too famous.
Huh?
She's too much. She was dating someone from Egypt who was also royal.
Dodi Fayed? No, he was like a film producer.
Exactly.
They had ties to like the Egyptian government, and no, I think she knew too much. And
What did she know?
Secrets?
She had Secret Service, like she had. They know the trade secrets of the government of England.
So secret was not the operative word there.
Secrets.
Secrets service?
She had Secret Service.
I know, Mum, we are required to keep more than one secret, so whatever you know, it'll go in the vault, and then I'll do a little pantomime key in my mouth and swallow it.
I think.
But I'm sure they had her sign an NDA. So
I'm sure they did, but what was stopping her from saying that? When you're
I'll tell you what her NDA was. Nibbling on Dodi's ass. That's what that was. You got it.
I have one.
I think someone said make it look like an accident. That's my opinion.
Well, they nailed it
the few times
because it looked exactly like an accident.
the few times I have gone down conspiracy theory holes, I just get to a place where you have to suspend so much disbelief
Yes.
to buy into it that I'm just like, yeah, I can't.
Okay.
I can't take
So many things have to simultaneously be true.
But that's why people like Cody and I who believe in fate and crap are the ones who fall into this. We're like, yeah, wait, here's the one I believe. I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory, so to say, but I think that the government is has cures for major diseases like cancer, but won't release them because they make too much money off of it.
Absolutely.
That's a big one. Like medical conspiracy theories, big pharma stuff.
Not only that,
I believe in that.
Not only that, do they have a cure for it? They can give you it too.
Yeah,
They have the power
definitely.
to give it to you.
Because I mean, think about all the money they make.
Yeah, but there's
in
always
research
articles.
And this and
There's
that.
there's always articles on, scientists are close to developing something that could cure any kind of cancer. The thing with cancer is there's so many different variables and kinds.
Sure,
it's
but
always changing. So
you talk about convenience.
Yeah, but
well, it just is what it is. I mean, it's not nobody's pretending that cancer has a lot of different variables.
And also
the holy grail is finding one that would cure all the
Like all
cancers.
the money that was raised for HIV and AIDS, and then like 10 years later, we just it's virtually like you can live a long, healthy life with HIV.
Yes, you're
proving that
you're contradicting your own point.
The money's going to the right places.
I'm saying they already have it, and they're
but-
holding off on it.
But also, you have to look at it from a world point of view because there's so much research happening in other countries. Why would they withhold it?
For the same reasons.
They
Chinese
don't-
government controls and lies and does all kinds of stuff all the time anyway.
But
Propaganda.
I'm talking about the entire world, not just two countries.
Now, this is why it's the second one, right? They're all connected.
So
There's a
it's-
couple world leaders that are all together like, hey, let's keep all this money and not release all of the information. We'll give you some of the information.
I think you could have made a case for things like that way before there was social media and everybody had a camera on them all the time.
But these people
Because
are
now-
inaccessible.
Well, nobody's inaccessible. I mean,
That's not true.
People have to, even people who work in the deepest forms of any country's government, you have people who have access to things and they have security clearance. If just one of those people goes, I don't like the way this is going, they take a picture of something or they leak
not
some
gonna
info.
happen.
No, that's
Why? It happens all the time.
Okay, you got your top guy,
You know,
right?
you know who Daniel Ellsberg is, and that's going back a long time.
You got your top guy.
they compromise you.
The top guy has one guy, right? And
Yeah.
then that one guy has one guy. So it's like these are very trusted people. It doesn't start to branch out into like, I'm not talking about the CEO of the Cleveland Clinic.
Yeah, and,
like this
and
is,
you know who knows the information. So
Right.
if it leaks, you know where it came
you know,
from.
then-
I've only ever told one person this.
Well, then why do some people? Do you know who Daniel Ellsberg is?
I do not. But I'll
Okay,
Google
he's
it
the
right
guy
now.
that he's the guy that released the Pentagon Papers in the early 70s. This was a big deal. This was a guy who leaked all the information about the top secret Pentagon plans relating to the Vietnam War. This guy died like a couple of months ago at 92. So why didn't they kill him immediately?
Because it would look obvious that someone killed him.
But that's the thing.
That's the
It's
case
like-
in every one of these
Right.
cases.
But that's-
Either
No.
Epstein looks obvious too. Like it doesn't.
No, I'm saying in this particular instance, they're like, okay, I released some information that if it got out, now if they kill me, everything is going to be confirmed. Jeffrey Epstein, they said that he had, dirt on everybody, but you never knew who those people were.
But what do
So-
these people always say? If it's that high profile and it's that incendiary, they always have a contingency plan. If something happens to me, send this to so-and-so. They always have another person unknown to anyone who has this information. So it's not like you kill the guy and you stop the information.
Okay, Jeffrey Epstein and then Ghislaine. She's in prison probably for the rest of her life. But Jeffrey Epstein never released anything. He was caught, and we know that he is a pedophile, but we don't know who his clients were. So had he released the names and then he died, then that looks suspicious.
We have a pretty good idea of who his clients were.
But we don't know.
Bill Clinton, Donald Trump.
But we don't.
Yeah.
It's not confirmed. He didn't release any
There's
paper.
pictures of them.
But I'm saying it's not
They got their arms, they got their hands
Their names
inside his
are on their
pant pockets.
flight
Friends are
logs.
not the same as clients. They
Right.
Don't, they don't know. They said he had his fly list. We don't know who's on his fly
and
list.
also, who's not to say that those pictures aren't to lead you go down a different direction?
More like
Where
a flies
Oh,
down
man.
list.
You think that?
False flags now.
Yes.
I think it's someone.
This
Red
is why,
herring.
But
Someone
this is why I don't get into it because nobody actually has any answers. It's
Well,
just
that's
all
why
this
they're
speculation.
theories.
I take someone
It's
like-
called a
But
theory.
that's why I don't get into it because I don't care about theories.
Like Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar was the one who worked in.
Everybody loves talking about Bob.
I don't know who that is.
Every time I look around, Bob Lazar.
Okay. Well, like he said that they're afraid. He's
I'm
afraid.
not high enough to talk about this stuff right now.
Yep.
Well, not high at all. So definitely don't want to talk about it.
Why do you think the letters YKK are on every zipper tab?
Oh, because
today, the shorthand, like if you're if you're just texting someone, you put in IYK, YK. What does that mean?
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. It used to be, no. It was YKK, and it was put on everyone's zipper.
no.
No.
Now he's making sense.
Thank you. And I've got to move on.
Dang it.
Oh.
I had one more.
Give it to me.
That corn is actually like biochemically engineered to put things in our body because your body just doesn't do anything with it.
No, but high fructose corn syrup, everybody's fat because of corn. Like, that's not,
right,
that's
but
no
what
secret.
I'm saying, no, like the corn.
The
when
band?
You eat corn, yeah.
Oh.
When you consume corn, the band.
Wait, hold on. So when you eat corn,
It's the government adding chemicals to your body.
so if you just don't eat corn,
You're fine.
But it comes out in your poop. It doesn't
Exactly.
digest. So how does it leave anything in your body?
Exactly.
It
Why
literally doesn't leave anything behind.
Why would they
Exactly.
pick the worst delivery system?
That's the whole point.
Make it asparagus.
Yep.
You can I can smell that you're infected.
It's the smell of conspiracy
Yeah.
there.
Rise up, gonna kick a little ass, gonna kick some ass in the USA, gonna climb a mountain, gonna soar a flag, gonna fly on an eagle, I'm gonna kick some butt, I'm gonna drive a big truck, I'm gonna rule this world, I'm gonna kick some ass, I'm gonna rise up, I'm gonna kick a little ass, rock, flag, and eagle.